Travels with Wyss.
This morning's a pretty exciting morning for me. It's nice and sunny here in Brisbane, and I'm heading up to the Sunshine Coast to catch up with Jamie Johnson at Zone RV. Jamie bought Zone RV after it went into administration, and I've got a lot of questions to ask Jamie, and I'm sure you'd like to know the answers to some of those questions too. That's the first reason. And the second reason is actually Zone is on my list of potential caravan purchases. Now, I have quite a long history with Zone, as they had been a competitor of mine for a number of years. So it's going to be interesting to say the least.
Thank you for taking your time out. I know you're a busy man, and I really appreciate the factory tour you've just given me.
It's good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a very impressive setup. So
yeah, especially for someone like I said, I was excited to get you down here because the experience and knowledge that you've got, you could appreciate the work that's gone into this up until now, and just well.
It was like a lolly shop for me. All the equipment they've got, $1 million machines and all the rest. It's unbelievable.
Yep.
So listen, I've got a few questions I want to ask you, if you don't mind, Jamie.
Yeah.
So my first question is, what attracted you to Zone RV as a business worth acquiring? I mean,
well, you've just seen it. I did what you've just done, the tour you've just done. I did back in December with the administrators.
Right.
Once you've seen it, you can't unsee some of the work and the amount of work that's gone into making a zone what a zone is. And I always appreciated it from afar. But once you see behind the curtain, as into how much work's gone into making the product what it is today, is incredible.
But it's a big step. I mean, once a business goes into administration, I know I've actually been that. I did that with Phoenix when Phoenix fell over, and I bought Phoenix. And that was nothing like the size of this sort of operation.
Yep.
There's a lot of work involved in buying something off an administrator that people aren't obviously aware of, can't see on the surface.
But one of the big things, so my very first offer that went in was conditional upon it not stopping. So once you stop it entirely, it's very hard to get it all back up, but it never stopped. It never stopped building vans. So there was always a core group of very experienced people that stayed, that were here right through the administration. The administrators delivered about 40 vans under administration.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they were obviously in different stages of completion and whatnot, but yeah, there was a lot of vans still delivered. So it was pretty obvious to me how high a quality the product was. Our financial modelling indicated that it was able to be profitable. It was just, once we stripped it out, and you've seen how we've moved a lot of the one composites business and moved that into Innovative Composites, which is a Melbourne-based company that's very experienced in the composite industry. It was a lot bigger turnover than what one composite was. So we've got that skill set, and we've just become a customer of that business now.
I mean, clearly now there's going to be a lot of critics for Dave Bigger to end up where he did, but somewhere along
you've got to admire what he did.
Yeah,
you've got to admire what he did. He's maybe his business acumen, but as an entrepreneur to get Zone to where it is today, pretty impressive
as a product.
But obviously, what happened towards the end was highly unfortunate for so many people, and should never have happened. But as far as the product goes,
what's your take on that? What do you think actually did happen?
Oh, that's not. I didn't bother looking back when I went into it. Right. I wasn't. What had happened had happened. I wasn't going to be able to change that. Now, I did spend a little bit of time trying to see if we could do something, but the administrators, it wasn't possible. It was too far gone. Resurrecting the actual old company was never an option.
And of course, a good move keeping them building is that you did retain a core staff to start off with.
Core group of people and competencies, but the systems never broke down.
Right. And has that continued on now? Are you continuing to get the
you've just been seen. So we've got 40 odd people back now. We're producing now for 3 vans a week already. We'll be at 1 a day within sort of 6 or 7 weeks.
So it's clear from what you're seeing and what you've what you've seen in the whole place. You've seen the potential.
Yeah.
You've seen what's happened there before. In your view, would you say that this crash was actually avoidable?
Yeah, absolutely. But you would have had to have got onto it a couple of years ago, 18 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not in the end. In the end, it was not a. They would have tried, and I'm sure they did, but they would have tried to do something towards the end to try and find it, but it was beyond. Yeah, the debt's just far out.
I've seen some of that diversity that he was heading off into, building drones and all sorts.
Yeah, you see all that
things.
drones and yachts and all sorts of things. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. The core business of the caravan business was strong.
And how do you see that fitting in with your other brands? Is this? It's because it's not a direct competitor, is it?
Not at all. Like we, the average sell price on a zone is $200,000 plus. The average sell price on my products is $100,000. So they're in totally different markets. But we'll certainly have spin-offs. There'll be benefits for my other brands.
I was going to ask you that. Are you going to be able to take some of the technologies and things that?
Absolutely. There's some of the good ideas that are here. Absolutely, we'll take back. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So getting some people back's a great thing. But what about your suppliers? Because there would have been a lot of suppliers that got hurt, lost money.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you been able to get them back on board?
Every one of them. There hasn't been a supplier at all that hasn't wanted to come back on board.
Is that right?
Not one. Not one. So we're already, as Essential and Design RV, we're already large clients of most of the supply chain.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So that obviously helps. But I think there'll be one of the spin-offs you'll see is we've got Red Arc and Cruise Master, two of the biggest partners that we've got in this business, who I don't do a lot with. I'll now do a lot more with my other businesses going forward, just because I've met them. They're impressive companies, and they've got impressive products, and they're very well engineered and good Australian companies.
Yeah. Well, I have a long history with Cruise Master in particular.
Yeah.
And Red Arc. Actually, I think they're manufactured in Adelaide, aren't they?
South Australia,
South Australia.
I've only had. I need to get over there, but I've only had a phone conversation. But just seem like really good people, great support, great customer support.
Both these are Australian manufacturers.
Yeah,
So you're buying your products locally and you're producing a local product, and that in itself helps the wheels go round.
It does, doesn't it? There's a lot of people that were feeding off zone that. If it didn't start up again, we're going to be affected.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realise just how important this local production is to your local economies.
We don't manufacture too many things these days, do we?
Well, it's the last big manufacturing base we've got. Cars are gone, and if we can keep the caravan industry going, that's a big thing. And you've played a fairly significant role in this now, Jamie. I mean, I'm not piddling in your pocket, but I was devastated when I heard. And Zone was always a competitor of mine, by the way.
Yeah.
But I was pretty devastated. I'd seen Gulf had gone under, Baroma had gone under, Phoenix had gone under.
Yeah.
And so many of our Queensland manufacturers had gone over. I really hated the thought that Zone would go as well. So you picking up Zone for me was a really big deal in helping our Queensland manufacturing.
Well, it won't go anywhere either. We're well entrenched here. We're not going anywhere. This is where Zone will always be. I kind of like it up here, especially as it gets a bit colder down in Melbourne. So I'm enjoying. So I've enjoying the sunshine. As you know, it's a nice warm day here. I left Melbourne. It was cold and miserable. So I enjoy it. But you can see how entrenched the manufacturer. I couldn't move this.
Even if
I wanted to.
Yeah. So people can be really assured that.
It's not going anywhere. Zone's a Queensland brand. It's not going anywhere. We've signed up to new leases. We're the employee base, the knowledge base that we've got out there, the people that we're getting back. You heard me talking to them. 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, 8 years. How long they've been here. You can't start that back up.
It's actually really good to see. Without doubt, you're an entrepreneur that can actually really see benefits and opportunities.
Yep.
I mean, I go back to the very first time you and I met, and apparently you make a habit of asking people if you can buy their business when you meet them, from what I heard on a video the other day. But
Well, we met at that awards night where you won. Where you won Manufacturer of the Year that year.
I got the gold and you got the bronze, and we had a photograph taken together on that night.
We did.
That was a pivotal night for me too, because meeting you on that night was the road that I ended up selling you my business.
Yeah, we did. Unfortunately, that didn't work out the way we wanted it, but
it's
such
still
is
there.
life.
It's still there, and well, anyway, that's all for another day. Conversation. Another. You see, you're going to market this now. Are you going to just continue with the same marketing trends, or do you think you'll take it in a slightly different direction?
No, same.
Just keep it going in the same way.
Same thing. Yeah, same thing. Zone's always been very good at providing, people with that sense of adventure, what they can do, how they can use their vans. Joining up, I was literally had this morning. I had a gentleman in here this morning that there's about 8 of them going across Australia, across the middle of Australia with expeditions, and we'll send the video crew out. We'll try and document some of that. We'll join up with them at some point and document that. We'll get it on YouTube and people can see what happens, how it's done. More tutorials on our supply chain, our partners, our key partners. We'll just continue to.
I had a quick look at those caravans, Dan. They're the Peregrine and the Expedition. And I've got to say, I am impressed, which kind of hurts a little bit. Again, I say that these products. Well,
you as you said, you kept saying, "Geez, I wanted to do that. I thought I'd love to do it."
I did some of these things, but actually, in all honesty, they took it to the next level.
Yeah.
From where I had it, they've improved upon some of the things I did, which hurts the ego a little bit. But the truth is that actually they've done really well.
They have.
So obviously you're going to continue to innovate with this. Is that a fair assumption?
Absolutely. The zone buyer, weight's important. So we'll concentrate over time to try and get some more weight out of the vans. Try and make them just as durable, but try and get some weight out of them. The single axle model I've shared. We're a long way down the path with that. It's exciting. We want that sort of to come in at sort of a 2,200, 2,300 kilograms. That's awesome. And that gives it plenty of payload to up to 3 ton.
But what about pricing? Is it still going to be up there in pricing?
Still going. It's going to be all the zone quality and all the zone inclusion. Okay.
So you're not looking to try and establish a cheaper market.
No, not at all.
You're trying to establish a better quality, but a lower weight.
Lower weight. Yeah. The product will be extremely well spec'd, well built, well engineered. Yeah.
And going back to Jamie Johnson, you live in Melbourne.
Yep.
Are you going to move to Brisbane?
No, but we will get I had another business, my financial services business, for 12 years. We had a house up here, so I'd go between the states. It's something I've done for years. I've been up here every week pretty much for the last, I don't know how many weeks. So this journey started back in December, and obviously we're in full control now. You've been down, you've seen we've built vans fully from chassis through to completed vans. You've seen them; they're there now. It's exciting. So I won't move up, but I will have a base here.
I was sitting down having a chat with a guy, an industry guy, the other day, and all of a sudden a helicopter flew overhead. I had a hell of a racket, and he looked up and said, "There's Jamie. He must be flying in by helicopter now." And I said to him, "You're joking." He said, "Yeah," and I thought, "Well, actually, you got me." I saw that as a possibility. I could imagine that happening.
Well, back in the day, I had a helicopter. It was many years ago, but my helicopter days are over. I think they're a bit slow for going.
There's
that
enough
distance.
room here to put a helipad in. You could do it.
It's a nice block next door. If we're sitting in it was obviously sitting in the factory now. And it's a nice big vacant block next door.
You've structured this new business model, though, putting the products aside, the actual core business. You've structured this very differently to the way it was structured under Dave. In that you've segregated certain parts and given people more responsibility and authority to actually ensure that they get their part of it spot on, which I was very
That's it. We've split the business off, So the Innovative Composites. So we're a customer of Innovative Composites now. They produce the toolboxes. We've got Link that produce the floors. We've sort of got we're trying to get that, separation from us and the composite side of the business, which wasn't there before.
Right.
Let's not confuse. We're a caravan manufacturer. a composites. You know, we're not
So you've got no plans on building drones?
No.
No yachts?
No yachts, no drones.
No super motorbikes?
I haven't. James at Innovative Composites might do some of that stuff.
Might, okay.
He might, but I think he's more likely to work with some of the big industry players up here in that composite businesses because he's got lots of good equipment over there. So the Rivieras, Maritimos of the world, those types of people, I think, is where that business probably needs to go as a composites manufacturer for other manufacturers, not on the front line.
If you were sitting here talking to a potential buyer, and by the way, I possibly am, but what message would you want to get across for me if I've got any concerns about, the past history of what happened with the company, different company obviously, but what would you say to me?
Obviously, we're not going. You can see that we're up and running. We're a successful manufacturer in Melbourne. We produce a lot of vans in Melbourne, and we're not the progress payment system. That's gone. That's out the window.
Yeah, good.
We've got a dealer network. So we've got a couple of our new dealers that have been here. One's here today. One was here yesterday. So the dealer network's keen and enthusiastic. So you're
going to open up servicing possibilities for people?
Absolutely. Zone had a very thorough service network anyhow.
Okay.
But we'll obviously strengthen that with a dealer network. The New South Wales dealer, Ryan in New South Wales, exceptional. I haven't met him in person yet, but had a large number of conversations. We chat regularly. He's obviously very competent and was a very customer-focused person. Our two dealers in Victoria, we've gone to two dealers in Victoria because they're regional. When I say regional, one's in Pakenham, the other's in Ballarat. And then we'll start to look in South Australia and WA. WA, there's a lot of very loyal zone owners and buyers in WA.
A lot of people screaming at the moment that the market's actually quite soft for the caravan industry, but from what I've seen and heard today, that actually you're going well right from the...
I think the zone buyers, they're some of the lucky and hard-working and fortunate people the zone buyers are a different demographic to... We're definitely feeling it in my other businesses.
Yeah,
we're definitely down. The market is soft. We've got a lot of uncertainty around the world at the moment. I think it's more than fuel prices. It's confidence.
Yes. Yeah. Well, look, you've been so generous with your time, and I truly appreciate it. And I know that the people watching are also going to appreciate your honesty and.
Well, it's been a pleasure because we've had a long history, and I was really excited to get you up here to give you a look at. I know what you'd done at Sunland, and I was keen to show you just how far they'd gone with so many things that, like you say, that you thought that you'd want to get to.
Yeah.
But the engineering and the level of detail they've gone to, you can now appreciate after going around.
Absolutely, and some of this new stuff that you're doing. Yep. And I say, look, I am extremely impressed, but just as impressed with the fact you've given me so much time knowing how busy you are, Jamie. So
pleasure.
I really do thank you for that.
No worries,
mate. Well, I'm sure we'll be seeing you again to talk about
no doubt
my van.
That's it. Well, we need to sort something out.
Roy Wyss.